Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. I'm Katrina.
I'm Charles.
And this is k&ctv. Alright you guys, so in today's video, actually the other day Charles put a poll out on our community, or not a poll but a post.
Yes.
And what'd you ask him?
I just asked, if there was anything y'all wanted us to do.
I didn't even know he put that post out there. I saw it like 2 hours later. But yeah, and some people commented that y'all want to see more of Charles and I, which is like kind of cool. But I mean, we're on the vlogs all the time together, but I know these sit down videos, y'all like those a lot. So we're gonna do a marriage Q&A. I actually got this from Vicky Logan and her husband, so we're just gonna take their questions and then we're just gonna answer them, because I think they've been married for 5 years. If I'm not right, my bad. Yeah, it's 5 years. So it's been about what, 6 years for us?
Yeah, 6. We're going into our 7th year.
Going into the 7th year. So yeah.
Yeah.
We got some juicy crab, honey.
Juicy crab.
Oh, yeah. Charles wants to pick this up for us today.
Twice.
He had to go twice because they left out the calamari. We got some calamari here.
We got a big shrimp bowl.
Yeah, their shrimp bowl is little, but it's actually just, excuse me, it's actually just enough. Baby, show me your bowl.
My bowl is actually smaller, which might make it look like there's more.
Yeah, it's the same size,
yeah,
but the bowl is just
my bowl is smaller.
Oh, and we got our handy dandy drinks and all that good stuff. So we're just gonna jump right into it.
Oh, just in case, this is the sauce that normally they come in the bag, but we got them separate so we could dip it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which you could pour it over. The only reason I got it separate is because I know you said.
I wanted it separate.
Yeah, you know me. You tell me something one time, honey. This is good as gold. That's what you get it forever. I might just pour this over though. Now,
I was thinking about that too.
Well, I'm gonna have to get a spoon because it's like down at the bottom.
Oh, all the juicy stuff.
So you're gonna have to mix it up. Look at it. Oh. All right, so you guys, if you guys are new, which a lot of you are new, so you probably don't know a lot about us, but I am Katrina. I am originally from Kansas City. We now live in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been here for a little over a year now. What's your name?
Oh, my bad. I'm Charles. I'm also from Kansas City.
Yeah, also from KC. We met in 2012 on a cruise, and that's probably where most of y'all came from, which is our cruise videos. Ooh.
We have a thing about our cruise, how we met, didn't we?
Yeah, here.
So
check that out, y'all. It'll be up here in the card, and then at the end on the description, at the end of the video. But yeah, we met on a cruise and we've been rocking hard ever since. Somebody did ask me though.
You fell in love with me, man.
I know, I did. I fell in love with you. Somebody asked me, how was it like give a relationship advice for long distance relationships? Because initially Charles and I.
Oh yeah, that's right, we were.
We're in a long distance relationship. Yeah. What are your thoughts on long distance relationships?
I think they can work for a little while. So if you got a little bit of time, go for it, but if you're gonna make it be a long time, ooh, that's gonna be tough. But I mean, I guess if you're willing to work on anything, you can make it work.
I thought that being in a long distance relationship kind of forced us to get to know each other better. Yeah. Like, cause he lived in Florida and I lived in Kansas City at the time. And I just feel like we had nothing to do but talk on the phone. So we were literally on the phone, y'all, like for hours. And
we were on that phone like little kids, teenagers.
We were, but when you're in a long distance relationship, you can't see each other every day or every weekend or whatever it looks like. So it forced us to get to know everything about each other. And then it was easier for us to determine, well, it was easy for me to determine if I even want to be with this dude or not. And probably the same for you, because we talked about some stuff, honey. And that's probably what put us on the fast track.
Probably.
We always say that calamari is done God still. But we always say we were on the fast track.
Yeah, I think we were. I mean, but I think that's because we did have a little bit of, well, for one, we were a little bit older when we got together too.
Oh boy, boo. I was 27 when I met you.
That's a little.
That's under 30.
That's
under 30.
I mean, yeah, it's under 30.
But it is marital age. Yeah, this calamari is so still was good. But with that being said, we have enough time to determine if we want to get, like, I knew he wanted to get married, and he knew that I would get married. I wanted to get married too. that made it easier. We both on the same track there.
Did I know that up front?
The what?
That you wanted to get married?
We talked about that. I said that. Yeah, I just knew I wanted to be a wife, and I knew he was looking for a woman. Was you looking for a woman or a wife?
I was looking for an eligible suitor. Is that the right word to say?
My suitress?
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I think I had just came off, not just came off, but not long been off of something. And so I was an eligible bachelor.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually perfect timing, to be quite honest. Because honey, what I've been hearing out in these streets nowadays and for the past few years about what's going on in the dating world, I just wouldn't have the energy at the time. I would just be single.
And you know what?
Well,
I would not want to be single during Corona right now.
to all our single supporters out there, I hope, tell us how y'all doing in the comment section and during Corona, during quarantine.
During lockdown and quarantine and all that stuff. Like, I know it's easy to be like, oh, it's okay because I'm by myself. I like being by myself anyway, but it's different when you like forced to stay in the house by yourself all the time and you can't really go nowhere. Like, that's different, ain't it?
You know what? All I know is my aunt told me when this is over, she getting her boyfriend. She said, I'm getting me a boyfriend when this is over. But I did pull some questions from Vicky Logan's page and I'm gonna answer those now. One of the questions, or the first question was, I'm gonna ask you this, you can answer first. This is kind of a hard one, but what is something new that you learned about me in the past year?
Something new?
That's gonna be a hard one to answer, but I'm pretty sure if you thought about it, you could find it. Or you could find something. I don't know what you would say, but I think you should always be learning your spouse, so there has to be something. It's hard to find something
I learned that
new.
you actually know how to sew.
But I told you I could sew. Okay, you learned that I know how to sew, even though I told you that I've sewn dresses and everything and before. And when I had to graduate college in order to get my degree, I had to have an entire line made up.
Didn't your brother go to fashion school or something like that too?
He did.
Does he? You don't know how to sew like that for real, do you?
He has to, I don't know. He had to learn how to sew before he walked out that stage, but he got to. Okay. One thing new that I learned about Charles this past year, because I like to say this past year for us, or I'd like to think that this past year for us has been like a year of reflection because we moved to Atlanta and we don't really have no family down here, so it's really just us. We have to depend on each other a lot. But one thing I've learned for Charles, even when it doesn't have to deal with us or me, is that when this man puts his mind to something, he will get it done. Because I find myself all the time having to remind you to do stuff like, babe, did you do this, babe, or giving you honey-do lists. But just to see you do something like, and just be really good at it and be proud of the product that you do. Like as far as like the editing and the yard work and like seeing you get, you know, gritty like that, I like that. So I think I learned that new about you this past year, yeah.
All right then.
Yeah, and I can appreciate that in him, you know what I'm saying?
Question number 2. How do you keep the passion and the intimacy and the spiciness in and outside of the bedroom?
All right, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably one thing that we struggle with a little bit. Not because we don't have passion and intimacy towards each other, because Charles and I have learned that, gosh, it's about to be TMI. It don't have to be in the bedroom. Charles and I now will get it where we can. Where and when. If that means early in the morning when we wake up, if that means on his break from work or on one of my breaks, or if that means at 3 o'clock in the morning when the kids are sleeping, we have to go on and hit the pantry up real quick. We keep it.
She said it right.
We did. We done hit the garage up, y'all. And the
garage.
bathroom. We done pretty much christened this whole house. Reason why is because we are really trying to work on this, y'all, but my 4-year-old sleeps in the room with us. She has her own entire room, her own bed and everything. But she sleeps in the room with us and she is scared to sleep in her room. So we can't do it. We can't. So we have to be creative. But what do we do make our children go upstairs at a certain time. Right,
we do have them go to bed at a certain time. So we let them know at, what is it, 8 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. That it's time for them to head on up. Zaria, the older one, she doesn't necessarily have to go to bed, but she has to be in her room.
So we can get that time together.
She has a TV and a phone and all the other creature comforts, so it's not like she ain't nothing to do up there.
Yeah.
And then Zoe, we kind of put her to bed like before we go to bed, just so we can have our time together, because that's really the only time we get together is like a couple hours before we go to bed, so that we can, you know, get to hang with each other.
It's hard because, like I told y'all, we moved down here from Texas, so we don't really have no family down here like that. We do have one family member, but it's just unfair of us to put all that burden on her to be like at our beck and call. So we've had 2 dates since we've been here in over a year. And they haven't been overnight dates. They've been like, we've been gone for a couple hours.
Couple hours, yeah.
So that's why we try to do what we can with our own time. And then another thing we do is we make sure that we get our time in as far as trips are concerned. We always take a trip alone, just him and I. Whether they do with other married couples or other couples, period. We do a trip without the kids once a year. We probably won't do that this year because of Corona, but we do that because—
we have one planned, but you know, everything else happens. So
if y'all don't do that, y'all need to do that. It don't have to be out of the country. It could be anywhere.
Anywhere, but like just, even if it's just for a weekend, it don't have to be no week or nothing like that, but I mean, just a weekend getaway.
I love when we go out of town because it's like it's so satisfying and soothing, and like, it's a different vibe. Like he's completely somebody different, like not just like when he's drinking or anything, but just in general, he's relaxed, he's more relaxed, he's more nice. He says yes to almost everything. Whereas at home, honey, please. So
well, I think it's just the fact that, you know, you're not in dad mode and you don't have to, you know, you don't have to like look over your shoulder and see what kid is doing what, you know. See if Zoe is doing something she ain't supposed to be doing.
It's just total relaxation.
Yeah.
Complete and total.
I think you need to be able to relax with your spouse.
And not feel bad about it. Don't let people, like we've seen people in our comment section used to be, and it doesn't happen that much anymore because we don't really have a lot of the cruise people watching us right now. But used to say y'all don't ever take y'all's kids with y'all. And that's not true. We do, and we have. And we still take our children everywhere. We just don't record those moments because, you know, it's good to put the camera down and just be in the moment. We take our children places all the time. But I had to learn that I'm not gonna be ridiculed or like shamed because my husband and I need that time alone. And it's very important because the last thing I want to happen is we get older, our kids get older, they graduate, they go off to college, and we don't know each other.
Your kids have to leave you at some point.
And I don't want them to be with a stranger.
Yeah, when they leave, we are here by ourselves, and if we don't know each other by then it's gonna be very uncomfortable. And I think that's what happens when like a lot of, you know how like people wait until their kids are all grown and then when they decide to get a divorce. That's because they didn't take that time when they were married, when their kids are young, to like know each other. And when your kids are gone and you got an empty house, that's when you really first get to know that person. And it's like, oh wow, you ain't the person I thought you was, you know. So I don't want to wait till the end. Yeah,
not even just that, but like I feel like the reason people get to that point when they say, okay, it's done, it's over, was because back then I don't feel like it was encouraged. Like, go take a vacation, get out of here for a little bit, we'll keep the kids, we'll do this, we'll do that. I never saw my parents take a vacation together. Like, never, ever, ever.
I don't think my parents took many without us. I do remember a handful of times, but it wasn't many.
Yeah, I don't remember mine at all. So, for me, it's important. And I know we're human, and so I know, especially during the coronavirus and just being in the house with each other, you're around each other 24/7, 24/10. It's the same thing in and out. You go to work, you clean the house, you pay bills, you just there. But then when you can break that up and just like get a breath of fresh air, it's like the other day I watched how Stella got her groove back. And I think everybody, married and not married, should always go get their groove back. And I feel like we do that. We go get our groove back every year.
Yeah.
All right, so the next question is, what is the biggest obstacle that you feel that you or we have had to overcome in 2020?
Of course, that's gonna be an easy question. Obviously, Corona, you know, that's probably the hardest thing.
What about Corona?
I think the fact that we had to quarantine for so long, like we're roughly in month 3 of this whole thing, which I think is pretty much over in terms of like mandatory lockdown type stuff. But you know, even though they have mandatory, even though it's not mandatory, people are still kind of like on edge and not really wanting to leave the house yet. And I think we kind of fall into that category too. So I think just being in the house around each other 24/7. I get to get out a little bit due to the nature of my job. But even that, I mean, I don't go out a lot because even my company has, you know, said that we shouldn't go out if we can avoid it. So I don't go out a lot. But just being around each other 24/7, the kids is home, Katrina's home working, you know, well, not anymore, but at that time, one time she was working, and that was really difficult. It's a little bit easier now that she's not working. Yeah. But even still, it's still like, you know, I'm sure, you know, you get tired too.
For me, the biggest obstacle has not even been in the house with everybody because to be fair, y'all, this is what we've been doing. Charles don't have no friends out here, neither do I. We do not leave this house. So this is just pretty much, quarantine is what we've been doing. We just had the option to leave if we wanted to, like go to the mall or do something like that freely without the anxiety behind it. For me, one of the biggest things I feel like I had to overcome just in general, whether that be in my marriage or even just my personal life, is just setting boundaries. And that's setting boundaries with like my kids, with my husband, with friends and family, like just setting those boundaries because it can be tough sometimes. Like, I don't like telling my kids at 9 o'clock, yeah, it's night time, I gotta go upstairs, and sorry, you don't have to go to bed, but you need to go upstairs, because I just feel like I should give them all of me, all of the time. But I also know that I also need to dedicate that time to whether it be Charles and I or just myself, because every time we tell them to go upstairs, we're not just always with each other. Sometimes I'm like, babe, I just need some time to myself for a little bit. I need a couple hours, I'm gonna be in my office. Like, just not feeling bad about setting that boundary that I love you and I love you so much, but it's night time and I need this time to myself. And then also not feeling bad about saying, hey babe, can I just be here by myself for a little minute? You know what I'm saying? That has been to me the biggest obstacle to overcome. And
I'm actually okay with that because 9 times out of 10, if you feel like you need space, then chances are I probably need some space too. So I'm okay with that. Like, and I think the only time I really need space is when have had like a stressful day, like the kids have been screaming and hollering all day or just constantly on me and nagging me and wanting me. And I think by that time when you get home, if you could probably sense that. So if I say I want some time, you probably like, cool, cause I ain't wanna talk to you anyway. Not till you calm down, cause that is not my fault. I kind of learned to read Katrina sometimes when I can kind of tell when she's not like here for it, you know? Yeah. And I'm just like, I try to avoid that at all costs. So I'm just like, oh, you need some time? Okay. All right, you go ahead and take that time because I don't. You and Zari both though. Y'all be like, all right. Only person that don't get it is Zoe. Yeah, and she be pushing, she be nagging too. Oh my God. It's funny because sometimes like, when I know that you're in the mood or whatever and Zari don't quite know, I'll give her a heads up like, hey Zari, you might wanna just leave your mama alone for a little bit right now. She ain't having it right now, so just leave her alone for a second. She's like, all right, cool, thanks for the heads up. Sometimes it's overwhelming though. I think even for you it can be overwhelming. Like, I don't know if it's overwhelming to you, I'm not certain. But it can be overwhelming when all day long, oh my God. Just all day, there's no breaks in it, and then when the night comes, you just ready to just relax and you still can't get that relaxation. It's like, night time. I just need, give me about 30 minutes, please. Sometimes I take an hour or two, or I just take it until it's time to go to bed. It just depends. God, I remember for a minute, it was like, I think like every night, Zari's wanting to watch a movie with us. I'm like, no, like, I don't want to watch a movie tonight, bro. Oh my God, and it'll be like at 8 o'clock. Yeah. I'm like, 8 o'clock, that means we're not gonna go to bed till at least 10:30. Yeah, sometimes I'll give it and say, okay, let's go ahead and watch it, but we have to turn the movie on early enough. Yeah. Cause I'm adamant about that 9 o'clock. Good night, peace, bye. Yeah, you surprisingly been good about that. I'm surprised. Making the web at 9? Yeah. I thought you was gonna be weak on that one. No, shoot, ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so the next question is really not a question. Sorry, y'all. This whole mukbang thing is still, this is what we're gonna do a lot because it's talking with my mouth full. Oh my God. Okay, so somebody asked us on our community tab on YouTube to give dating advice for serious couples that plan on getting married and merging their families together. They also asked about long distance, but we did answer that in the very beginning. Now, my first question will be, are we talking about blended families when they say bringing our families together, or just like I don't think it should matter. People becoming one. I don't even think that it should matter because those two people still got families. It's still merging the families. I think that, number one, y'all both have to be sure that marriage is what y'all want.
It can't just be one person like, I really want to get married, I really want to get married, I really want to get married, and the other person's like, give me some time, or I don't know, I'm not sure. That's not ever going to work. So y'all both have to really know that y'all want to get married. Like, it has to be a mutual, like, you want it and I want it, and let's roll with it. Because if it's not, you already starting out on a shaky foundation.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I guess I'm gonna look at it as if I'm giving myself advice, like if I was not married. Just look for somebody that is, make sure y'all have similar values. I think if you have similar values, then you have the basis for something. If y'all values is completely off.
Like values like what?
Like values about family, you know, raising kids, having kids, you know, roles in your marriage, you know, stuff like that. I feel like if you have a similar value set, then you at least have a good foundation. I think if you don't have that that foundation, then you'll start off being okay, but eventually y'all clink heads so much because y'all have so much different, so many different values that y'all won't be able to come together on anything. Not to say that you won't have any headbutting if you do have similar values, but I think it's easier to come together if you do have similar values because you can eventually, you know, get the other person's point and kind of understand where they're coming from.
I think you have to understand what your deal breakers are, because when you first get married, you can have this whole list of like, this is the values that you gotta have this, you gotta have that. But the reality of it is, as you grow in your marriage, you grow as a person and as an individual. So those same values that I had in the beginning, they might shift and they may change, because let's just say you get together with this person and y'all both, you know, are like dead set on having kids, y'all gotta have kids, you know what I'm saying? And then you get to a point to where you can't because y'all having a hard time getting pregnant or whatever that looks like. As my partner, or as your partner, depending on who it is, you have to then decide, do I love this person enough to stay with them now that one of the values we share, they can no longer give to me or provide to me, or do you roll out? Or are you gonna be happy with that? You can't think about that in the midst of that. If y'all both was on the same page, you gotta think about that before you say, hey, you wanna be my wife and blah, 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 because we ran into a stumbling block along the way where we were having, I mean, to be quite honest, I was cool with not having no more kids. I had my daughter, I was good, but he didn't have any children. So I knew that we was gonna have a baby. I knew we were gonna have a kid eventually, but when it came that time for that, we couldn't get pregnant. We tried for over a year, we could not get pregnant. Come to find out, I had endometriosis and one of my tubes were blocked. So I mean, he didn't just say, well, you know what, I'm not willing to go through the struggle, I'm out. So yeah, you gotta make sure that your values are on point, but y'all have an understanding of, well, the what ifs. What if this don't happen? Because I think too often, people don't tell y'all about the drawbacks of getting married and being married and actually staying married. Because staying married is hard.
It's real hard.
It's easy to leave.
It's easier to leave than it is to stay together.
It is. The reward to me is better when you stick it out, because you just, once you fight for your marriage and you keep fighting, you're gonna always have to fight for your marriage, and not fight for your marriage from outside influences, but just amongst each other. Because we all go through things, and I know I've changed a lot since I've been with you. And he's probably had some moments where he probably thought I was crazy. Probably thought I was crazy, I done lost my mind, everything, but he never left me. He walked through that with me. And I appreciate that, you know? If somebody leaves you because you can't reproduce for them, or if they leave you because they fall out of love with you, I hate to say that they were never in love with you, but and you can't catch everything on the front end, but you gotta know that if you did everything that you committed to in the beginning, then it was just time y'all did each other, y'all served y'all purposes with each other, and that was just that. Do you think that people sell marriage as a dream?
I think that people sell marriage as a dream, like, because they don't tell the whole truth about marriage. And
the whole truth, like what?
As in, like, it's it's hard work. Like I mean,
it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. I mean, definitely the good outweighs the bad in terms of that, but it's hard work. But you know, it's not like you get married and then you have like this invincible shield that says, okay, nothing's never gonna happen to you guys now. No. We still have problems. I mean, to this day, you know, that we have to work through. And it doesn't mean that I love her any less, or hopefully she don't let me. You don't let me less, do you, right? No. Okay.
No. Sometimes I don't like you. Well, I don't like you.
That's another thing. Sometimes you don't like each other, and that's okay.
All the time.
You know.
Walk away.
Yeah, walk away.
We've had moments in our marriage where it was like, nope, I ain't gonna be able to do this. This is somebody, but come tell me something different.
Basically, it's just the thought process of like, all right, how did you get this woman?
But what did you do to, because you didn't court me, we didn't go on dates. What things were you doing to?
Remember I started giving you what's the guy's name on Instagram?
Mr. Pure Relief or something like that?
Mr. Pure Relief, yeah. Have you ever seen any of his videos on Instagram? He'd be giving the girls massages, but they'd be like,
they'd be sexual.
They'd be like hella sensual.
Like, you can't tell me those massages don't end up.
So, she wanted to go get one of those massages from him. And I was like, hell no.
Yeah, I did. Okay, now you probably don't know this. I'm gonna hit you with a 1-2 real quick because you hit me with a couple of those. Not today, but like in videos before. I never wanted to get a massage from this man, ever. But, because first of all, I'm not gonna have no man touching all over my body like that. It's real sexual, y'all. I just wanted him to, I played reverse psychology on him. I just wanted him to give me a massage like that, in that sense, because I know he ain't gonna want nobody else touching on me either. So, it works, because I got that massage. Yeah, and he told me today he's gonna give me another one.
You might have to wait till the kids leave with that though.
Dang, that's in 2 weeks. Oh my God. That's horrible. That's a horrible thing. That's cool, I can wait. I can wait.
No, that's gonna turn into.
Yeah, I know. You're so nasty. Okay, now, the thing about combining families, that's another thing too, is like oh God. I wouldn't want to be married to a man whose mom didn't like me. She ain't got to stand me all the time, but who didn't like me, because that would just be hard. Because I'm a family person. So I'm always that person that's like, call your mom. I don't have to do that no more because he does a really good job of doing this. Call your mom, call your dad, call your sister. Or I'll be like, hey, mom, if you have anything you want to tell Charles, call him or tell him. And if he's gonna reach out to you, reach out to me. I'll make sure that they get done. If I had a mother-in-law who just could not stand me, I don't know that I would be able to be married to him, because I would feel bad about taking him away from his family forever. Or not even forever, but just like going to family function and just be awkward. But you do have to, as the wife and as the woman of your house, you do have to set those boundaries as well. Hey, I love you, I respect you, and I love your son, and I want this to work, but this is my home. And I'm gonna love your son, I'm gonna treat him well. But I had to have that same talk with my dad too. Yeah. Because I know you wouldn't, so I'm like, hey, at the end of the day, this is my husband, he needs to be respected. And if he can't be respected, then we can't come around as often as you would like for us to. You have to set those boundaries and make people respect your marriage.
There were some times, like when we first got together, that, you know, it was a little rocky for my mother and my wife. And
I love my mother-in-law. Yeah. With all my heart, I freaking love her.
Everything's fine now, you know.
Yeah, I love her dearly. I just do.
And as you know, as a man, you always feel like, this is my wife, I gotta have her back. But it's like, dang, this is my mama. Like, I gotta have her back too. Like, you know, and you just feel like you're in the middle. Ultimately, I think you're supposed to side with your wife, of course, you know.
You better, especially if she is trying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Katrina never did anything that was just like outlandish or outrageous or anything to my mother or anything like that, so it wasn't like a big deal.
And his mother, she never done nothing like that to me either.
Yeah, it was more of, she was just a mom, you know, with a son. I think that's how mothers are with their sons, I think. Yeah. Until, you know, you did what you did, step in and say, hey, I appreciate everything you're doing, and you know, I love you, but you know, what you're doing right now is not cool. Back up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so, we did have to learn that.
As much as you're marrying the person, you're marrying their family too.
You are. You're marrying their family too.
So, you know, keep that in mind too. I'm not saying that you have to fall in love with all of their family or nothing like that,
but honey, if you meet this man and you got a chance to meet his family good before y'all go take the extra step and his family is jacked up and males, y'all meet a woman, her family jacked up and vice versa, honey, just think if you want to deal with that for the rest of your life. Cause you gonna be around that family for holidays and Lord, birthdays, and don't be the money makers. They gonna be in your pocket. So I mean, we ain't never had nobody in our pockets, but I'm just saying you gotta think about all that stuff. You gotta think about all that. So, do you enjoy being married?
Do I enjoy being married?
Yeah,
of course.
What is something?
If I didn't enjoy it.
What's something about me that you love?
I love your creativity.
You didn't even know I was creative.
I did. I knew you was creative when you drew that arrowhead on my head.
That was a long time ago, and I tried to redraw that on that cake, and it was a complete disaster.
I don't know what happened that time. You must have been just putting your best foot forward when you did that.
Did you lose faith in me? Like, ma'am, did you really? Ooh, babe, look at that. Ooh, that came out nice.
I have one of those already.
You did. You should have gave it to me.
What? Nope. I think I'm done.
You just only love my creativity?
Well, no, that's not the only thing. We've just been talking.
What do you love most about me?
Your cute face.
Oh.
I like how good of a mother you are to the girls. I think that you do an excellent job with the girls.
Thank you, baby.
I think that you are someone that they can look up to.
Oh, honey.
Very much.
Thank you, baby.
Which Zaria does. Zaria wants to be everything that you are.
Which is crazy because I feel like, you know, sometimes as parents you feel like you ain't doing enough. But your kids always think you just the bomb. So you gotta be the bomb for them kids. Baby, what I love most about you, we're gonna end this up after I tell him this. We're gonna wrap this up after I tell him this. What I love most about you is you literally will bend over backwards for us. Like, I know, I have no doubt in my mind and in my heart and in my soul and my spirit that number one, you won't provide. I know that you will always be a provider. I don't ever have to worry about you like, I was about to say, you think I might provide for you? Okay.
You can't provide with me?
No. I don't ever, unless I have to.
Working in the next couple of years.
Huh?
I was planning on not working in the couple years.
Well, until your retirement, you say something.
I pursue my job, my dream of
being a sugar baby?
Nah, being a pilot.
Okay, anyway, I love that you provide for us no matter what. You got our backs. I know that we'll never have to worry about you not doing that. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I love that you do everything I asked you to do. I got more somewhere?
Let me get that look up. There you go, you want that little piece?
I love that you do everything I ask. I could ask this man to do something for me 10, 15 times and he gonna do it 10, 15 times and not get mad. He might be irritated, but he'll never show me.
Let me tell you a secret. That's really self-serving because I get to get out the house away from all of these girls.
Yes, Lord, house full of women and estrogen.
I'll take that credit.
And they all emotional too.
All right, well, we're done with the mukbang. I ate not all of it, but a good chunk of it. Can y'all see that?
I still got some food left over now. I can't finish
this. If y'all never had an egg in y'all's bowl before?
Most people have that.
Okay, try it if you haven't.
They don't do it in Texas, but there's some places in Texas they do, but they
I hadn't heard of it until we came out here. So
remember, I was putting them in my boils.
You were?
Yeah, I would be like, baby, you want an egg with your boil? And you'd be like, nah, I'm good. I would boil some eggs.
Yeah, that was down here.
Oh.
That wasn't in Texas.
That's true. That's true, that's true. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this Q&A, just get to know us. Thank y'all for the suggestion. Hopefully you already are subscribed to our channel. If you're not subscribed to our channel, do so now. And if you are subscribed but you have not hit the notification bell, hit it so you're notified every time we upload a video. I did learn that just because you click the notification bell, it doesn't automatically show you our posts. So make sure that when you click that bell, you select all. That way it tells you every single time we post a video, you guys.
In the meantime,
in between time,
till the next time.
Bye.